you know that we cannot live without magnesium? Yeah, we cannot live without magnesium. Magnesium is very important. And I get a lot of questions every single day with my patients wherever I go. Is it true that we need magnesium? Is it true that we need to be taking magnesium? Is it true that magnesium is essential for life? And the short answer is yes, it is essential for life. Not everyone should be taking supplements, of course not. But let's remember that magnesium has more than 400 functions, biochemical processes inside the body. It's a very important mineral that we have in our body. And let's remember that most of the magnesium that we have in our body, we keep it inside of our cells. Different cells, but especially inside of our bones. Just 1% of magnesium is going to be outside of the cells, and it's going to be the one that we can find in blood. So that's why some people get confused, because they say, oh, let's go and see how is your magnesium. Let's measure magnesium in your blood. And they say, oh, it's fine. If it's fine in blood, it means that it's fine inside of your cells. And that's not the point. We need to remember that till now, there is no accurate way of measuring magnesium, not even in red blood cells, not even in urine, or not even by excretion. It's not quite easy how to understand by measuring what's the good amount of magnesium that you might have in your system, in your body. We need to go and look for two things. You have symptoms, and you might say, okay, what are those symptoms? Okay, if you're chronically fatigued, if you're feeling weak, if you're tired, if you cannot sleep, if you have insomnia, any kind of insomnia, if you have arrhythmias, hypertension, migraines, muscle cramps, chronic constipation, all those things could be related with magnesium deficiency. If you have any of these symptoms and then you bring a magnesium supplement or you start taking good sources of magnesium in your diet, so if those are getting better, probably you have a magnesium deficiency or an insufficiency. And you say, okay, what's the difference? When you're deficient is when you don't have anything at all. But when you are insufficient is that you have low levels. It's like when you have low fuel, but you still have some fuel in order to move. When you're deficient is when you don't have any fuel at all, and you're going to be out in the middle of the highway just because you have no more fuel. That's when you are deficient. Most of people nowadays are insufficient. Why? The first reason is because of our diet. Men should be taking around 420 to 500 milligrams of magnesium each day, and women should be taking around 350 to 400 every single day. And you say, okay, how does that look in food? Well, take a look at this chart. This chart can show you that you should be taking around 1 ounce of spinach, 1 ounce of chia seeds. And here, what's 1 ounce of chia seeds? It's 5 tablespoons of chia seeds. You say, oh no, I don't take that, not even in a week. Okay, that's what you should be taking in 1 day. 1 ounce of almonds, 1 ounce of Brazil nuts, 1 ounce of cacao. When you mix all of those, then you might be taking the right amount of magnesium that you need in a day. And let's remember something, you're not going to absorb all of it. You're going to absorb mostly like 75 to 80% of that magnesium that you're taking. So you might think of taking a little bit more. Say, oh, no, I don't take that at all. Okay, so probably you are insufficient every single day. And probably you've been insufficient for several years. That's the number one reason in our diet, because of the standard American diet. We're not taking the right amounts in our diet. Let's remember something else. We haven't been able to measure it with accuracy. Probably foods, right now, they don't have the same amounts of minerals that they had before when they did all these measurements that I just showed you. So the thing is, we don't know for sure if because of monocropping, the way that we do agriculture today, if the levels of magnesium inside of foods, it's going to be this one right now. Let's say they are. That the only cause it's just because of the diet, but we need to remember, and it's been shown for some minerals, for example for zinc, that zinc levels in foods that they should before, they're not the same levels that we have today. So probably with magnesium, it's going to be the same thing. But what else? Which one could be another cause? People that are taking chronically antacids, omeprazole, lansoprazole, ranitidine, famotidine, or any other antacid. People that drink regularly alcohol, because alcohol increases the rate in which you urinate, and we normally we lose magnesium in our urine and in our feces. So if we're urinating more, we're going to lose more magnesium. That's why people, when they take diuretics, if you're taking diuretics for hypertension or for any other reason, probably they're losing more magnesium. Women, when they're pregnant, they're urinating more, and also it's a physiological normal state in which they are going to lose more magnesium than normally they lose. Patients, if they have chronic diarrhea for any reason, people with type 2 diabetes, they lose more magnesium. That's why they need more magnesium. So now that we know which are the sources, which are the needs, which are the reasons why we are chronically insufficient in magnesium, let's remember which are those things in which magnesium can be very important for your health. To remember that when you start taking back magnesium into your life, either if it's from diet and or from a supplement, and I'm going to tell you in a moment, for me, which are the best supplements that you can take. Let's remember which are those things in which magnesium it's really, really essential. The first thing is for cardiovascular disease, for a lot of reasons. But magnesium is going to be anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, but it also plays a very important role in blood pressure. It plays a very important role in blood pressure and for all the circulation, because let's remember that our arteries, they have muscle in the outer layer. Why do they have muscle? Have you seen how snakes, when they swallow a little rabbit or a little rat, when they swallow it, it starts going from the mouth and it's going all the way back? That same thing, the arteries work when the heart pumps the blood. Just the pump, it's not going to be enough for all the blood to be circulating and to be going through all our arteries. This muscle helps contracting and dilating and relaxing, so it goes the same way. Calcium and sodium are involved for muscle contraction, for this particular muscle to contract. Magnesium is involved, and also potassium, for it to relax. So we need both. So what happens if I'm insufficient in magnesium chronically? Are my arteries or any other parts of my body going to relax the same way? Probably not. So this might contribute for some people with hypertension. Even we see patients when they are taking medications for hypertension, you give them supplements with magnesium, especially when it's combined magnesium with potassium. Some of them, you start seeing that the blood pressure levels continue to lower. Sometimes you can even lower part of the medication that they're taking and then combine them both. But please don't do this on your own. And please don't think that you can stop your blood pressure medication by start taking magnesium. That could happen, but that's only a decision that your physician can make. Please don't do this on your own. But magnesium is going to be crucial and very beneficial for cardiovascular disease. Number two, it's going to be everything related with blood sugar, diabetes, pre-diabetes, being overweighted, being obese, with insulin resistance, and all of this mixture and all of the things. Why? These things are caused by the process in which the body occurs insulin resistance. The body starts producing more levels of insulin, and as a reaction of chronically high levels of glucose. The thing is, magnesium is going to be essential for the pancreas not to produce as much insulin as it is producing. It's going to help also for the function of that insulin in the cell. And that's going, of course, to help in every other process. It's going to be very useful. Number three, it's going to be very useful also for bone health. Again, let's remember that most of magnesium is kept inside the cell, especially inside of the bones. Bone health does not depend only on calcium. It depends on calcium, it depends on magnesium, it depends on vitamin D. It depends on strength. It depends on muscles. It depends on the ability of training. But when we remember at least those three things, you want to have good vitamin D levels so calcium stays inside of the bone? Yeah, okay. So should I just go and take vitamin D? Yeah, probably, but vitamin D needs to be activated. It needs to be activated with the sun, but also with magnesium. If you don't have enough magnesium in your system, then you should be taking magnesium in order to activate vitamin D as one of the more than 400 functions in which magnesium is involved. So in order to have good bone health, or in order to control bone disease, we need to remember, or we need to address if probably that patient needs some magnesium at all. And the last two things in which I've seen patients, more than a lot of patients, thanking me for giving them magnesium, it's when patients have migraines, headaches, chronic spasms, and all these cramps and pains. It is amazing. People really feel it. I just told you with the cardiovascular system, it helps with the relaxation of the muscle. And kind of attached to this is all the benefits for sleep, stress, anxiety, panic attacks, depression, and it depends the source or the way in which you give magnesium that the patients are going to really feel the benefit if you do it in a very intelligent way. So, okay, you have convinced me. I'm going to be aware, probably I haven't been taking the right amounts of magnesium in my diet. Okay, so let's remember the best sources. Again, Brazil nuts, chia seeds, almonds, spinach, dark chocolate. Again, please go and see that I'm telling you these sources, especially per ounce, and each of the ones I just mentioned don't even are more than 100 milligrams. Let's remember also that you're not going to absorb all of it. The rate in which you absorb depends on how much you need from your diet, or how much deficient or insufficient you are. If these are not enough, you should bring a supplement. Okay, which are the worst sources? Which are the ones that you should not take at all? You should not take magnesium oxide, and you should not take magnesium sulfide, unless what you want is to have diarrhea. If you want to have diarrhea, or if you want just to go to the restroom and that's it, but no benefits at all, go and take magnesium oxide or go and take magnesium sulfide. Why? Because it does not get absorbed. Less than 4% is when you are going to get absorbed. Okay, so taking those out of the picture, which are the ones that I can include? Well, it's going to depend. If you want something that it's more for a lot of functions, for a lot of symptoms, in which you want to maybe kind of address different kinds of functions, then you might go for magnesium citrate, you might go for magnesium malate, and you might go for magnesium chloride. Those are very well absorbed, very well tolerated. It's going to work for your intestine, for your stomach, for your thyroid, for your blood pressure, your blood glucose, for a lot of things, for kind of a relaxation, but those are not the best for all the muscle relaxation, but it's going to work for a lot of things. If you want to address a little bit more for relaxation for your muscles, for cramps, for migraines, for tension, then instead of going for malate or citrate, which I love them, you might go for magnesium glycinate. Magnesium glycinate, which is attached to the amino acid glycine. When you do magnesium glycinate, then most of the functions are going to be neurological, but peripheral. So you're going to see a lot of relaxation, and people really enjoy taking magnesium glycinate, especially for sleep, especially for relaxation, especially for headaches, especially for migraines. But if you want to address something for sleep, for stress, because you're chronically stressed, because you're chronically with a lot of mental things going on in your head, then magnesium L-threonate is going to be the best form of magnesium that you can take as a supplement, and it's going to be very helpful and beneficial. Two things: don't go for sources where they mix different types of magnesium, but this is chemistry, guys. We need to remember that when I mix things together, I'm doing chemistry, and I cannot put things together just because I think that when they are separate, they're going to work in a way, and by being together, they're going to be as if they were separated. It's completely different. What's my recommendation? Take them in different moments of the day. Take citrate in the morning and take threonate at night. Or take glycinate in the morning and L-threonate at night. Or just try to see how it works for you depending on the symptoms that you have and on the functions that you want to aim or that you want to help or address. In that way, you are making the best decision. But please remember that the best thing that you can do is first organize your diet in order that you are not chronically deficient. Because you might say, okay, I'm going to take the 400 milligrams, 420, 450 that I need every single day, plus I'm going to be taking maybe what it's missing. So I'm going to be taking, I don't know, 800 milligrams because I'm taking what I'm missing plus what I need every single day. Okay, what happens if you don't have enough in your diet? Once you stop, levels are going to drop again. So please, first thing, check your diet. Second thing, check if you need a supplement. Check your symptoms and check how those get better with the sources that you're taking, and you're taking them in a very intelligent way. Always turn the bottle that you're buying and check which is the source of magnesium. Pick the ones that I told you, avoid the ones that I just told you too. And also, please remember, if you have taken any magnesium supplement or any source or any way, please leave a comment so we can see how it's been for you. To me, it has changed my life. And it has changed the lives of many patients that I have formulated, and I really, really love magnesium as a supplement and as a mineral, and it's something that I really enjoy studying. If you think that this video is useful, please remember something very easy to support us is to hit the like button so YouTube can help us with the algorithm, and also remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and click the bell. So every time we make new videos, you're going to be the first one to be notified. Thank you, and see you next time.